Hey everyone, it's Justin here, Voices for Voices. Thank you so much for joining us, whether you're watching, you're listening, whether you're here in the United States or whether you are in a different country, territory, province across the world. We love each and every one of you, and we pray nothing but success and a prosperous life for you and whatever that looks like for you. Uh, we are now well over 370 episodes in our catalog. We recommend taking a look through that catalog. We have a lot of fantastic guest topics that will make you very interested. And we're being made aware of. I mentioned a few episodes ago. We actually did a full episode on this. That there's actually uh, there's coaches, there are people all across the United States and across the world for that matter that are having watch parties. Coaches are pumping in the Voices for Voices TV show and podcast into the weight rooms to help get that extra knowledge and hear inspiration and people that have gone through real life uh, mental challenges, uh, human trafficking, abuse, trauma, you name it. And it really pumps up the soul to a whole new level with the weights being the physical, and we have the mental side of things where we get stronger and stronger once we uh, continue to hear and listen and take in such positive, inspirational stories and events. And we just want to thank each and every one of you. Um, I just finished up one of many episodes, and just wanted to let you know that that now is available, which is episode 371, which is part two of our conversation with sexual abuse, trafficking survivor Catherine Davi. Part one you can find in episode 368. Uh, in episode 367, we have an episode where uh, it, it can't be stressed how to the common person, lyrics in the back of a book, Masters and Slayers, by author Brian Davis. Uh, there was some sort of sick contest that we believe happened where there was a song that Brian Davis wrote in the back of his book, Masters and Slayers, and had some kind of contest, and we really expose individuals who really look like minors, children not of age, um, and they're singing in the woods about mutilates, penetrates, just sickening words for anybody, but to have children, what we believe to be children, in videos 15 plus years ago. And these videos are still out on YouTube. So these are public videos. These aren't things that we produced, that we put together, which I know that, Brian and others are trying to portray. Uh, we have no reason to do that. And you have no reason to do this either, but you did. You put it in your book. You had children singing a song that is absolutely grotesque to anybody that looks at those lyrics. And not only did you post the lyrics in that print book at the end, you actually put the chord progression. And so we do see in one of our, we'll call it uh, children performances with flute and piano and singing of this song. And we are just appalled. And as a public safety announcement, we don't want any other children, any other adults. We don't want anybody, no matter where they're at, no matter what their belief system is, we don't want anybody to have to go through that and live through that kind of trauma. Voices for Voices Publishing is the clean alternative. We're setting the standard. We're resetting the standard for Christian publishing, Christian fantasy publishing, mythical creatures around the world. We have 97,000, might even be up to 98,000 at this point. We, under the direction of David Solomon, um, put together myths, folklores for countries, provinces, cities all across the world that we are pleased to be able to do because there are people that live in all the corners of the world, and we believe that they should be represented. And so you will see in one of our most recent posts on from North Korea Folklore that it really is just incredible. So we just want to thank everyone in North Korea for being on board, for giving us uh, the okay to be able to publish that under your guidance. So thank you for that. Today we are at, I believe we're at 98 countries, provinces across the world, close to 1,000 cities. When I say close, I mean less than 10. Uh, and that's a pretty huge feat for anybody to be close to because we do have the overarching goal of wanting to and well on our way to help 3 billion people over the course of my lifetime and beyond. And in fact, we're not only going to reach that, we're going to surpass that. So you are watching one of the top TV shows and podcasts across the world. And please let your friends or family or colleagues share this. If you could do us a big favor, smash that subscribe button, give us the big thumbs up, like, follow, share. All those good things are free to do, and that helps us on our journey and helps you be a part of our journey to help as many people as possible, no matter how small or how large. We are ecstatic to be in this position to be able to do what we do. Um, and so thank you. Thank you to each and every one of you. God bless you. God bless the United States of America. God bless you all across the world. And if you're not a believer or you believe in another religion or you aren't a believer, that's okay too. We love you all. Uh, you all the same. So we're going to touch on an area that is also controversial uh, on this particular show. We think that again that all life is precious, and what we're seeing and have seen the past couple of months are uh, a uptick in individuals who are trying to smuggle um, fentanyl and other uh, precursors to fentanyl and other drugs to the country that we live in, the United States of America, coming from a lot of different places. And so what we're going to be talking about is mostly through the waters in the Caribbean. And sometimes we're being shown on the news uh, what looks to be harmless boats, speedboats that are just operating what looks to be normal in international waters. And what we've been seeing is the unclassified versions of these boats being destroyed by missiles, uh, other kinetic ways to disarm. And so when we talk about we value all life, one of the boats by itself had enough fentanyl to kill, I think it was at least 20,000 Americans, 20,000 human beings. And so we look at it as, yes, it is very unfortunate that there are loss of lives in these strikes. But in good faith, from what we know, um, we believe that there are uh, substances, like I mentioned, on these boats. And if those are the case, we don't want any of our fellow brothers and sisters anymore to die. Uh, and people say, "Oh, well, there's a demand for fentanyl," and so continue thinking like that if you want. But then there's others who are using, potentially abusing drugs, narcotics, who are using as they normally would. And again, we're not any stretch condoning using narcotics, illegal drugs. However, if an individual is in that space and is working through recovery, or even if they haven't reached that point yet, if they use whatever narcotics that they have been using for a period of time, and some of this fentanyl and these other precursors of fentanyl and carfentanil and uh, xylazine, which is, fentanyl thousands of times stronger, and fentanyl is hundreds of times stronger than heroin. If just to give a little bit of a history lesson, that's about as much as I know about it. And we're coming from the side that we don't want anybody, we don't want people to die. Uh, we know that someday is going to be our time, and we can't help that. But if we're able to help saving lives, if a strike on a boat that actually is carrying fentanyl or other illicit narcotics and drugs, uh, as much as that we can destroy, uh, the better. Guys, I'm not talking about the lost life. I'm talking about the actual drugs themselves or the precursors to them. That's what I'm talking about is if these boats make it to their destination and get spread across the United States, that there's a good possibility again that up to 20,000 per boat could have overdose amounts of these drugs and what these individuals are taking. So while we don't agree with, the loss of life, I don't think anybody does. Uh, I think that we can all come to agree to some extent, right? We don't we don't want our sons and daughters to be growing up in high school and in college, and for whatever reason they experiment thinking that they're taking one thing and have that one thing uh, include another ingredient and have that other ingredient be something that overpowers their system and they pass away. That's when we that's when we have a that's when we have an issue of talking about these substances. And so again, you would have a student experimenting, and I I can only speak for myself. Uh, Not one of us is sinless, no matter, I know there's a few of our listeners and reviewers who believe they are, but you're not. So you can keep believing that, but you're not. And so we've all made mistakes. We've all, to certain degrees, made mistakes. And so when there are children, even adults, experimenting and having what they're experimenting with include a deadly dose of another drug that they cut into it so they can take that, uh, let's say 1 ton of drugs, then they can turn it into 2 tons. And what does that do? That means that the people selling make more money because if you now have two to sell instead of one, you make more money when you have two. So that's when you hear the words that substances are cut with baking soda or whatever they're cut with. That's so they're able to make whatever supply of whatever that is that they have. They're able to make that more so they can make more money. And so when we see these boats, we hear that these boats are ta taken out. We see the engines. You know, you have 4 or 5 engines on the back of a boat that historically, from what I've seen, would have one, maybe two. Uh, but when you have 3, 4, 5 engines, what would be the point in needing that many engines for a boat that would run uh, plenty of speed? Uh, and so we look at things like that, and there's intelligence, and yes, we're putting some trust that there's intelligence. But when you look at a boat again, just on the surface and those photos and those videos, and you look at the back and you see how many engines are there, you don't need engines. You don't need 4 engines when one would be sufficient. Uh, so we want to pray for everybody who has gone to heaven, everybody who is on earth and is to come. And we pray that people making these illicit substances who are making the decisions to climb in these boats and make what could be considered a kamikaze trip, where they may have a good, well, not a good feeling, have a bad feeling that their boat may be the next one that gets bombed. And again, we're not condoning the loss of life at all. we're talking about the substances and what's on there. Because what's on the boats is what's killing Americans, and not just Americans, also Europeans, also individuals in South America, individuals all across the world. And we don't want that. We want less of that. We want more people thriving, more people surviving, people that are able to stop if they want to stop, or if for some reason they're not able to stop, that they don't have to have as much concern that what they are taking is included with very deadly uh, drugs that individuals may have no idea that that's included. An individual uh, buying one thing and it have it be, the bait and switch, and then have it be something else. Like, hey, come buy this brand new car, has 35 miles. Here's the engine. Here's the paint job. Here's interior. Here's everything. Oh, I got that new car smell. Uh, Only to find out that as soon as you start the car, that it explodes. That's an extreme example, but that's taking a life, and we don't condone that at all on any stretch. And so that's why we thought it was uh, appropriate for us to have this episode, to put this out, uh, so you can hear our thoughts about that, because it is a current event and continues to be a current event that the people are talking about, hotbed issues that are being talked about. Uh, we talk about trauma, we talk about recovery. We want people to have that opportunity. And if an individual has made up their mind that, okay, this after I do this, this is it. I am done. I am finished, only to take what they take and have it cut with fentanyl, carfentanil, xylazine, and a few short minutes later, their heart stops. That's what we're talking about, folks. This is what we're talking about. We're talking about life. And so when we talk about respect of life, we want everybody to have the same uh, opportunities, but we do have free will to make the decisions that we want to make given the information. And so when these boats are coming across international waters and there's a good bit of intelligence, and we see again, just for somebody like me, I see 4 or 5 engines on the back of a speedboat. We're not talking about a cruise ship, that carries, 2, 3, 4,000 people. Uh, we're talking about a speedboat that I don't know could carry 3 or 4 people. Uh, do they really need 4 or 5 engines if they're just going out fishing? Why would you need 4 or 5 engines? And so that right there is to me a sign that something's up. And so if you couple that with intelligence of what gets loaded onto those boats and the shipping lanes that historically and currently are being used to ship substances, uh, we're not condoning the loss of life, but if we're able to save 20,000 Americans, 20,000 Brazilians, 20,000 Italians, uh, 20,000 of individuals that in your country, in your territory, in your province, in your city, I think that's a pretty good thing. And so we hope that there's less of these incidents, uh, but we first need to stop the inflow of these particular substances so that two, three, four, five, six individuals that climb aboard thinking they're going to have a payday only to have a missile uh, watch them and destroy them. We don't want that loss of life. We want those individuals to have other opportunities to survive and thrive, just like the people who are right now, unfortunately, uh, using illicit substances. We want those individuals to be able to survive and thrive, to be able to recover, to be able to finally say, I've had it. I've had enough. I'm finished. I'm going to go into rehab. I'm going to go and get the help that I need. I need to stop living like this. And when we have more and more boats coming with substances that can kill, upwards of 20,000 just on a single shipment on one of these speedboats, uh, that impedes the ability to have that opportunity to survive and thrive. So we love you all. We're here for you all. Give us a big thumbs up, smash that subscribe button, like, follow, share. Let everybody know about the Voices for Voices TV show and podcast. We are the hottest TV show and podcast out there across the world. And we thank you so much for your love and support. We're going strong. We love to help. If you'd like to share your story and you believe you can inspire some people with us, let us know. We'd love to have you with us. Okay. So until next time, this is Justin Allen Hayes signing off, Voices for Voices, and we'll see you next time.